Hello guys, good morning. So basically, today we are going to be discussing or giving our view on the volatility 10 index market pair. So basically what we are going to be doing is we are going to be looking at the higher time frame and try to pick information from what is happening on the higher time frame, and then we can use that to basically apply on our analysis and know what we are looking or what we are expecting to happen on the smaller time frame. And I would also be giving you guys something like a signal on this pair, telling you where you could be entering from and where you could possibly be exiting from. So that will be the purpose of this particular video on volatility 10 index pair. So basically, clearly we can see something on the higher time frame, which is we can see we had a high here and also we have a high here. So one thing we easily do is we can mark from this high to this point. Now, and then we can duplicate this. So we clone it and then we duplicate it. So we can bring the next one here. And this simply tells us something. It simply tells us that the market is moving in a pattern. Yeah, so basically this pattern is what we can categorically say it's a pattern within it's a pattern. When I learned from Falcon, then he always say trading is basically um, analyzing the market is basically working with the market pattern within a pattern. So this is today what we have here is a pattern, and if we should go into the smaller time frames, we will be able to pick a pattern also inside this pattern. But then, that being the case, one thing we can also see is price had a drop. But first of all, it had a rally to the upside, and then it had a drop, and then again it had a rally to the upside, and then it had a drop. Now we are expecting that this drops down to this area, but at the moment we are currently seeing that price basically had a drop and had a little bit of retracement, we'll call it, and then a drop again. So for me, I would expect that price, even if it's at a double bottom, I would expect price to drop massively to the downside. But at the same time, one thing we would do is we would mark out this low. And when we mark out this low, one thing you easily see is you see that price is currently giving us a break and retest, a break and a clear retest. So that is a very powerful thing, getting to see price giving you a break and retest at a particular price point. So apart from that, one other thing I would easily mark out is I'll go to the 4-hour time frame. It's very clear here. It's very, very clear here. So, but on the 4-hour time frame, one thing I would easily do is I would mark out all of these levels. So we have this one, which is this level. So we want price. We would expect that price reacts to within any of these levels, basically. Okay, and we have this area here. Now this area is basically the nearest to this price. We also have this one here, this area. So we could be free to mark other ones above, but we will not need that because price is already at this point. So one thing we'll easily do is for me, clearly I can see that price has broken and it has made a retest. So I'll clearly put out expectations for price to hit here as TP. You understand? So if price should be able to hit here as TP, then we could clearly watch out for other things that would happen. So let's go to the 1-hour time frame and see what is happening. So on the 1-hour time frame, clearly we can see rejections coming from this upside, and two things we can do in order to consolidate our analysis is we would draw our trend line and see how price is reacting from the trend line, and then we also have this level of resistance at this point. So working with this level of resistance, which some persons might call another block, in alignment with this point, this was a support which turns into resistance. So Basically, you can see a support which turns into resistance. Price dropped, came back into the zone, respected it, and then started dropping to the downside. So basically, this is a very clean entry. It's just that the only thing there is you now have to find your entry or make an instant execution on your entry on this particular price point. So let's go to the smaller time frame and see what price has for us. So those who were able to take entry or take entry upon the close of this candlestick inside this our resistance point, they would have entered the trade and held it, put stop loss here. You get. So for now, I'm going to be only showing you how to refine your entry upon this particular price point. So we can go to the 15 minutes time frame. Let's see what the 15 minutes time frame is telling us. Now on the 15 minutes time frame, okay, very good. So on the 15 minutes time frame, one thing I would easily tell you guys is we are basically going to mark our levels. So we have this level which we are going to mark out, and I would like to change the color so you guys can understand it well. So let's see, red. Let's see if red will work. Okay, is this pink? I don't like using pink. Red. So basically I would use this point. So we have this point and then we have this area here. We'll just mark it out even if I don't expect to use it, but I'll just mark it out and see how price reacts with this point. Now I'll go to the line graph and I'll plot my line, which is connecting my trend line from this price point all the way to this side. So now because we are currently one thing is I will always encourage you, don't just jump into the market at any point in time. You have to work with price reaction. So this area here, price reacted from this point. Some persons will say they used order block, which is this thin order block, which is still very cool. Price reacted from it, but it should have stopped you out if you just put your stop loss above. But then that's not what I used. I just marked the zone, understanding that I'm expecting price to react from that zone. Another thing again is price has reacted also from here. At this current time we are looking at the chart. So what are we going to do? For me, considering that price has broken this level, I would prefer price to retrace to the upside, then give me an opportunity to enter. But let's see. So let's go to the 5 minutes time frame so we can pick out a better info on this chart. Okay. So on the 5 minutes time frame, one area would easily mark out is we would easily mark here out for our level of resistance. This one, and we'll mark here out also. So at this price point, one thing I easily saw was price did what? It came into this point, rallied to the upside, then came into this point again, gave a little retest, a little retracement, and broke inside. And when it broke here, it got into this price point, respected here, this zone, went back into this our zone and sold. So this would have been a very good price point to enter a sell upon the close of this candlestick on volatility 10-1s. This would have been a very good point to enter a sell and hold it to this TP. So now if we are looking to enter a sell around here, if you want to take a sell here, you can take a sell here, but then understand that your stop loss would be above here. So let me show you guys. So if you want to take a sell right now here, which I think I'll just do that and just expand my risk a little bit, just not to miss the trade. So if you are taking a sell here, basically you are going to be putting your take profit at this price point, which you can extend, but I won't advise you extend it because when price hits here, we expect it to maybe give us a little retracement. So in order not to miss this trade, I'll just calculate my risk. You understand? Now this SL is a little bit big. Yes, it's a little bit big, but you decide how much you want to risk on the trade. It's like almost a 1:2 trade. Let me see the risk to reward. 1:2.5. So what we are risking, we are basically making almost three times of it, but just a little bit. So the possibility of price to retest this point, it seems like it's, let's see. One would expect that price will retrace to that price point, but I don't expect that. I don't expect that because price has strongly closed inside this next zone, which means price should drop down to this point and even straight up to this point. Now it has made its retest, which is it has broken into this point and retested it. So price coming back to retest this zone again is basically, I would say, it's highly unlikely. So we just had a new 30 minutes candlestick open. So basically, let's see how price goes, but I expect it to drop from here to this point. Risk whatever you're risking wisely, and you'll be fine. It's a good trade. It's a good trade. Do have a wonderful day, guys. Peace. One love.